Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Scrollies podcast. I am Sqat Cobbler, coming at you with my co-host.
What's up? It's Team Ratnado.
And today, we're going to be not diving into a gaming topic, but a stream topic, because that's something that we both have a fair bit of experience doing, and we'll talk a little about that. But before we get into that, Ratnado, what have you been playing offline lately?
Okay, this is going to be kind of crazy, but I'm freaking obsessed with Stranger Paradise, and I'm even playing it offline. It's a Final Fantasy game, but you know what? I love it. It's so good. And I'm replaying it all. Like, there's the levels, and that's the stuff, the progression of the actual game, which I'm doing on stream, but playing offline is pretty fun.
Much like how giving a Zelda skin or a Mario skin to a Warriors or XCOM style game brought me into the fold. It was the Final Fantasy flavoring that finally made you come to appreciate and enjoy a Souls experience.
A Souls experience. To be fair, I do like Sekiro and Bloodborne, but it's just the Dark Souls, it's just the setting. But I gotta say, Final Fantasy, aside from a few things, is very much Dark Souls.
That fresh coat of paint is all it takes. And I'll tell you what, a fresh coat of paint is all it took for what I've been playing lately. Not a new game, it's a game I've been playing for about a year or so. Tetris Effect. I've been playing that some offline. I've been trying to unlock the Game Boy theme, because you got to reach a certain level to unlock the Game Boy theme. But funny enough, you can unlock the original Tetris, which is just like computer ASCII.
Oh yeah.
Design like from the like 80s Soviet computer.
Okay.
You can unlock that, but you need, even on console, a keyboard to plug into it and enter the Konami code, and then type in some command in order to unlock it. There's no other way to do it like in the game, so you need a USB keyboard, which I think is kind of funny.
So can you even do that on Switch then?
Any console, because every console has a USB port now, but you need like a USB keyboard, otherwise it won't work. Tetris Effect, you know, if you like Tetris, you'll probably like it. If not, I think your enjoyment will entirely depend on your taste in music and how much you like particle effects. But
true. Do you actually get the Tetris Effect?
I have never dreamed of falling blocks. However, I've also never lost my memory and had that be the only thing that remains. So I can't say for sure that I am one of the people that was affected in such a way by Tetris. But Tetris is something I've been playing for a long time. It's one of the very first games I had on my Game Boy Advance. I think even it might have been the same cartridge that Proud Mom Bear used, which is real wholesome.
Wow.
Yeah, Tetris, it's fun. There's like a million different versions of it, and they're all pretty good, because Tetris is a great concept.
I kind of want to just make you get Tetris Effect. I want to like lock you in a room, in a dark room with just Tetris Effect, and be like, Sqat, your job right now, and maybe we can get Papa War Staff to sponsor this. Just your job right now for the next week. We'll bring you food. It'll be Tetris shaped, and that's it. You're just gonna play Tetris Effect for a week, and then I want to see what happens when you walk out of the room.
You know, I think we frown upon torture methods here on the Scrollies podcast, right, Nano?
Or maybe you'll reach a level of enlightenment where you walk out and you're just like, I've got it. Everything is Tetris.
No. I'll transcend this mortal plane, and I'll just be floating in the sky with blocks around me, and that'll be my existence from there on out.
That should be a Marvel movie. Marvel, we got some ideas.
Well, we'll see what Doctor Strange 2 does, but if we don't see Tetrominoes floating around in the multiverse of madness, I'm pretty willing to say, Marvel, you've lost your knack for weird trippiness.
Yeah. What do you think, Audio? He doesn't want to talk. He's just sitting there.
He's shaking his head. He's pulling his Bulbasaur onesie over his face. Like, okay.
I know you're a sweet boy. Stop smiling. Okay, he's not going to stop.
Yeah, it's getting uncomfortable. Let's get back to the topic at hand. So, we're both streamers. We both play a lot of games on stream. In fact, we're both variety streamers. So we play a lot of weird, strange, different kind of things.
Sqat, I've even finished some of them, maybe 4 of them.
But not Wind Waker, which is the only reason I'm still following your channel.
It'll never be finished. You just assured.
I came for Wind Waker. I stayed for Hyrule Warriors, but I have a longing to see Wind Waker, the original Cute Member game, completed. And I don't think it's going to happen, everyone, but I can hold out hope.
Yeah, maybe Cute Member 5.
Sponsored by Scorpion Medusa. So, Ratnado, tell me, what of all the games and types of games you've played, what is your least favorite that you've done on stream?
I think you already know.
I think I do, and it's going to hurt me.
It's going to hurt. Well, I'll tell you before I say it that it may have a redemption, just so you know. You could go look at my Nintendo Switch history and you'll see that there's a little game there. A game that I once played and was defeated by, or rather, I just kind of got bored with it. Hollow Knight.
Really? Oh, DK64 is floating away on a cloud right now. It made it out.
It made it. Hey, I actually really like DK64, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Hollow Knight was not the most fun game I've ever played on stream.
Now, you're not a fan of Hollow Knight in and of itself, is that correct?
I get why it's fun. It's kind of like the thing I have with Dark Souls 2, where it's just like, I am very busy. In the limited free time I have, I don't have the time to get good. And I recognize that. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just, I'm not good. And I don't have the time to get good. But it's beautiful. I love the music. I love when that bug lady says,
Bapanada.
Shout out Abby Art Fox.
You know, I'll give you this. At the time you were playing Hollow Knight, 3 independent channels that I follow were all playing it at the same time. Shout out yourself, Lord Treborian, and Lumdog Gaming. None of them finished it. All of them just kind of dropped it after a week or so of it, because it's a long game. It's one that I haven't played yet. Everyone says I need to, that I love it because of its Metroidvania to end all Metroidvanias. I believe it. It's on my list, trust me, but at the moment I have not, and it's fairly imposing. Just the idea of a 50+ hour Metroidvania with brutal difficulty, a sprawling world, multiple different routes. It sounds like a lot in a great way, but also a scary way. So yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying though. I recently picked it up on Switch on sale because I was like, I don't know, maybe one day. And then I was watching somebody stream the other day, and I was like, I'll give it a try, and I actually got really addicted to it. So that might be a redemption. To stream it. Not enough to stream it, and maybe that is part of it. Maybe part of it is streaming isn't fun to play it.
Very interesting. You know, I might have a bit of an anecdotal reasoning for this in a little bit, but I'll go ahead and share mine real quick. So I was looking through my list of games that I've played on stream, which is very, very diverse, but I see a lot of Nintendo coming up naturally. And you know, if I think about it, the ones that I've enjoyed playing don't really have a huge focus on story, which, funny enough, is one of the main types of games you play per your channel description, Ratnado. You like single-player, story-driven games. Yeah. And I do as well, but playing them on stream, I don't know, it feels like I have to be entertaining, but also I have to like pay attention, and that just doesn't really do it for me, which is surprising. So if I was to say one game, and you're gonna be blown away by this, if I was to say there was one game that I really don't enjoy streaming, Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's for a few reasons. You know, I love Solid Snake. I can tolerate the extensive cutscenes. I am really bad at sneaking around, but nonetheless, I continue to sneak around. But you know, it's just not the type of game, because it definitely draws in people, because there are tons of Metal Gear fans out there. Yeah. But I think just the fact that like I'm not good at it for one. The controls get better with each game, but they're fairly jank.
Yes,
it causes for a lot of dumb deaths, and you know, I did not enjoy it on stream just because it felt like I was embarrassing myself, and I wasn't really giving a great experience to those that were maybe trying to watch a blind playthrough and relive a little bit of that. I have really enjoyed playing Metal Gear Solid offline, but that's neither here nor there. That's just Metal Gear Solid for you.
Yeah, I think so. And the thing about that too is like there's so many factors stacked against you. Everyone that a lot of people that come in, I for one also have played it growing up, and so we just kind of just that was back when we didn't have a lot of games, and so you replayed a lot. You got better at them. You watched other people play them, maybe not on like Twitch or something like that. And they're hard games. They're not easy. And it's something you kind of almost do need like a mentor to be like, oh, you should, what about this? What about that? And I totally get that. I get that it's not, especially when people come in who are Metal Gear Solid fans are usually pretty good at the games. If you play it, you really, really play it and you like it and you're good at it. And it can be hard to watch a novice who doesn't know all the tricks.
Believe me or not, because I have no proof of this, but I did replay. I haven't done a full replay of any of the games yet. If there was anyone I was going to, it would have been Metal Gear Solid 1, though, sorry, Plaid Man, I want to try out the Twin Snakes over the PS1 original. just to see what the added gameplay and energetic cutscenes add to it. And I'll just leave it there. But I did load up Snake Eater, and I played the Virtuous mission again. And again, I could, for all you know, I'm totally talking up
the clap of my cheeks.
But I was not caught or killed a single time during the Virtuous mission. So maybe with replay, Metal Gear Solid gets easier. Maybe on my 18th replay, I can compete with Plaidman as the sole Metal Gear Sonic streamer.
It's bad enough that Sega Genesis has the most 16-bit games, but this new Sonic the Hedgehog, oh, he really does my doilies. They say he's incredibly fast. Well, what's the hurry, mister? And about his attitude. Smarty pants. Why can't it be more like that nice boy?
Snake.
Oh! Little brat!
Wow. Yeah, that is a very tenuous crown. There's a lot of people going for that one. For the Sonic Metal Gear Solid King, I suppose. Actually, that probably is. There are probably a lot of people who really love Sonic and also really love Solid Snake.
We'll throw in Borderlands then too, and then it's a little more directly against Plaid. The Sonic Metal Gear Borderlands streamer.
Yeah. So your experience with that? I mean, my experience with Hollow Knight was just like people would come in who were really kind of similar. People who were really good at the game. And they would say, I like to just play things and learn how to do it. And people would explain things like, I think somebody one time, there was this specific fight in Hollow Knight, and they're like, well, if you're having trouble beating this guy, you just have to beat him faster. I'm like, doesn't mean anything. That doesn't help at all.
Well, when I kept getting caught in Metal Gear Solid, I was told I just had to press the right buttons at the right time, and that became a meme, so... you gotta love the people who come into backseat on your first playthrough.
That's more than fair.
They don't always have the best practical advice, but yeah, and that's not to say that I'm like embarrassed of being bad on stream. Like I play plenty of games that I'm bad at, and I feel like there's entertainment value to be gained from that. But I'd rather be able to give the chat my full attention. I'd rather be able to kind of divide it between the game, between the chat, and again, be entertaining. And I feel like with Metal Gear, at least, even though it became somewhat large portion of my identity when I streamed, it was better for me as an experience offline than online. So,
right.
So unfortunately to say, the Shadow Moses revisit in Metal Gear Solid 4 may be the last time.
Yeah, understandable. But man, that was good though. I think that's all we wanted. That was most of all because, man, that part hits really good. And I think even like a lot of the games that I played too is kind of like that, where it's a game I'm revisiting. The ones I enjoy the most, because it is like that. I'm not trying to do it to like impress people, like, oh, look how good I am at this game. Because usually I'm pretty mediocre. Like, I've played this a few times and I'm okay at it. And I think even as we're talking about being streamers, what I really enjoy, my favorite type of stream is when I'm playing something that I really enjoy. It could be anything. It could be Final Fantasy VI. It could be Mega Man. It could be even like Metal Gear Solid 5 the other day, which is just like, pretty devoid of story, but it was fun because I just had people there to talk. We could make jokes. And I find that to me, in a lot of ways, streaming is very much more about having an excuse to talk with people.
Completely agree. Yeah. And that's not to knock anyone that's, basically totally ignores chats and just focus on the game. Like, different strokes, plenty of reason to seek out all different kinds of streamers on Twitch. We're just talking personal preference here. And for me, I enjoy playing the games, but I enjoy being able to talk to people about it as well, and not focus too heavily on what I'm doing, which may segue into what one of my favorite ones to stream is in a moment. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, I think it's fun when you can just sit there with people, and maybe there's a middle ground of game that is the best for everybody. Maybe it's a specific thing you like the best, but it is fun to replay things. Like we talked about Donkey Kong 64 and how that was rough, but I feel like it was enough of a meme, and it was easy enough and difficult enough to be funny, while also like people coming in and be like, oh my goodness, you're playing this game? I'm like, yes I am, and it's terrible, but I love it.
I may be a little biased, but I think some of your best clips and moments come from that game. Your 64th attempt racing the beetle in Angry Aztec, your failure to get on the tongue of the platform that you needed to get on so many times, and then finally making it up just to throw an orange at yourself and knock you off.
No, you're kidding me!
These moments will always live fondly in my heart, even though you may not remember them as fondly as I. So
the controls in that game are awful. They're so bad. Well, especially on the Wii U VC.
Let me not exclusively say no, because hey, it's an N64 game. Controls were pretty dank there all around. But playing it on a Wii U Pro controller with the C button mapped to a stick, and these aren't camera controls, people. I mean, they are, but they're also item controls. So you literally have to use the stick to pull out your gun and shoot it, which is fun.
And also, I want to say too, to all those people who are there thinking, oh, DK64 wasn't that hard. Also, there's a lag on Wii U VC, which we found out, and there are some missions that are just like impossible. You just can't do them because of the way it is.
Yeah, bonus barrel. What is it? You gotta shoot the claptraps, and there's barely enough time to actually aim, let alone without lag.
It's literally impossible unless you cheat, which I did.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I look back at those videos now though, and I'm like, I remember when I was about done with the game, looking back at the mistakes I made, I'm like, oh, I figured out how to do this easy now. So, who knows? DK64 speedrunner.
I've met a few, and they're more dedicated than I. Transitioning on, favorite games to stream. I think we definitely are gonna probably have different answers and reasons why, but I think it'll be very insightful to see either or. I can go first. I was looking through my big old list here, and you would think it'd be one of the games that I like the most, like a Metroid, a Super Metroid, a DKC2, even Sea of Thieves. I had a ton of fun streaming that, but
yeah,
again, the interaction with the chat, the community coming in, the fans of the game, the people who had never played the game, that's a big part of the reason why I enjoy doing it so much. And with Sea of Thieves especially, I mean, we really didn't have many people coming in for that, and most of the fun I was having was just goofing around with you, Reliant K, Family Butcher, and that's Mori.
Yeah.
The Metroids, it's funny, I would get speedrunners coming by, sometimes even world record holders just popping in, being like, oh, hey, do this to get early screw attack. And I'd be like, what? I never tried that. Whoa, no way, that's so cool. And like, that was hype. But, again, a lot of times I'd be really focused on the game, trying to, beat my record or something. So if I was to really say what game I enjoyed streaming most, and it wasn't one that I streamed often, but every time I did, I had a blast with it, Mario Maker. Because it's got a huge community of people that have, their levels they want to show off, really popular online levels, and it's so easy to just drop the code in there, look it up. The levels are pretty short and sweet for the most part. You get your like crazy hard grinding Kaizo ones, but I'll leave that to Code Synth. But there's tons of variety on Mario Maker. All different kinds of levels. You got costumes. You can play as Link. You can use Yoshi. And if you're into platforming, if you're into Mario Bros, you got your simple to your ultra difficult. So I think there's something for just about everyone in there. that enjoys those kind of games. And I kind of wish I did it more. I was doing a full playthrough of all the DKC2 levels remade in Mario Maker to mixed success. I had a ton of fun playing with that. Wish I actually finished it, but hey, who's to say that day won't come in the future? So Mario Maker, yeah, I think for me, it's just the perfect mix of interaction with chat, fun with the game, and just, short and sweet level design. Or, hey, you're going to spend 3 hours playing this and you're going to like it, or else.
Yeah, there you go. Well, the inverse of this, my DK64 experience, is you and Mario Maker, which is one of my favorite clips.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Don't die to this Goomba. There we go. Easy.
Jumps from the flagpole.
Easy peasy.
A Goomba comes out of nowhere and wipes me out. It came from DKC2, one of my favorite games. So it's such a conflict within me when I think of that. But yeah, it's an iconic moment. And hey, possibly the start of the easy peasy curse. I'm so sorry.
Probably.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
It's gone everywhere. I've heard it's even spread to Samsung ID.
Unfortunately. Don't invoke the words. Don't invoke easy peasy. Please do us the honor of sharing your favorite game to stream.
So you and we've been looking up a little bit on our stats a little bit, what we like to stream and all those kind of things, and thinking about the games you like to stream. As far as like being popular, it's kind of crazy. I've noticed a trend. The meme games I play seem to do the best.
Your memes become your dreams.
My memes become
vice
my dreams.
versa. It's just inevitable. It's like this podcast. It's like Ratcon. Everything started as a meme or a dream and became the other.
Yeah, I'm gonna meme about becoming a billionaire right now. So, haha! Imagine being a billionaire.
Hey, check back here in a year's time, everyone, and we'll see who's laughing then.
But I've got games on there like Garfield Kart Furious Racing.
Shout out Eggy3636_ for inviting us along to take part in a tournament there. Woof. It's no Mario Kart, folks.
It is definitely not. Yo, thank you for that though, Eggy. It was a good time. I've got the I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking dating sim game. I've got Chex Quest. Honestly, for the amount of time I played them, for the amount of people that watch them, kind of crazy. But my favorite game to stream. I'm looking through all of these, and you'll be surprised that it's not a Final Fantasy game.
I'm shocked.
It's actually Deadly Premonition.
Wow.
Yeah, really good. And the thing about it, I think what I enjoyed most about it is that anybody who came there was always some sort of interaction that somebody had with it. Either, oh, I love this game, or why is this music so bad, or you know what I mean?
The same 3 music tracks playing throughout the entire game that are various stock.
Oh my goodness, they're insane. And that game is just crazy. And maybe I played it at the right time, before there was a lot of people being like, you should play this, or where I felt like there was something that people had, like, oh, this is what people want to see. It was just that perfect moment where it was some friends, and I mean, not that it's getting so big or that people who don't watch or people who watch are not friends, nothing like that.
It's all been downhill ever since.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it was that time. It was like, it reminds me of just, me and Scorp and, a bunch of other people, just a good group of people and just memeing around. And it's got enough action that it's still kind of interesting, and it's a thriller. So people are kind of like, oh, what does that mean? What's going on? And it's just quirky enough to be funny. So yeah, I would say that was probably my favorite game to stream, possibly ever.
Well, there you go, everyone. You got your Mario Makers and your Deadly Premonition, 2 very different games that have most likely never been in the same conversation before. But here you go.
This is the first time.
Now, Ratnado, are there games that you really enjoy playing, you love to fire up in your off time and give a go, but you've tried streaming them and they just aren't really doing it for you? Because I certainly have.
Do you have one?
I do have one. This may not surprise you.
I think we should say it at the same time.
Say it at the same time. Okay, let's see.
You count it down and then I'll say it.
I'll count it down.
3, 2, 1, go!
StarCraft.
Oh my god, he's wet.
Amazing, everyone. Our minds are aligned now, having done Scrollies for going on 2 months. Incredible. And Ratnado, let's get into this. Why is StarCraft a great game, a really fun game to play, but not on stream?
Oh my goodness, how can you not enjoy StarCraft? If you haven't played an RTS, anyone who's listening, if you haven't played an RTS, you got to give StarCraft a try. It's free, there's a demo. Well, I mean, you can get the HD version, but the reason StarCraft is so fun is it's super nostalgic. It's got great music, great gameplay, super tight gameplay. There's some stuff there that could, we got better in StarCraft 2, but there's a lot of good things in there that are just like, you can sit down and play with your friends. Oh my gosh, I love StarCraft. It's such a good game. And
there's no race that is objectively better than the other. They are all so balanced that you could honestly go with any of the three and become a pro at it if you learn the ins and outs of how they all work. And they're all so different.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, yeah. So much fun to play. Good to get like your friends with too. I mean, we got Mick Butcher, we got you, who else did we get? Donk? Yeah. Shout out to Professor Donkerton. Yeah, he came and played with us, Mick Butcher.
We even gave it a try with Reliant K-Fan, Dubiteen, and Charles Prime for their first time ever on stream, and boy was that an experience. There was a moment where Dubiteen stopped playing to read the instruction manual because he didn't understand how it worked during the round.
Rest in peace, Dubiteen.
And I still lost.
Oh yeah, he said you can't build while I'm reading.
Never show mercy, folks. Never show mercy. If you have an opportunity, you take it.
Well, see, that's what I mean. I think StarCraft to me is like poker, kind of. Like, it's maybe not the most interesting to sit and watch people play. I mean, you could if you really like poker, but I imagine the average person, they're just like, I don't get it. This isn't that fun. But when you sit down at that table and you play, oh my gosh, it's mind games. It's, everything goes into it, and it's very competitive.
It's very competitive, and I think that's a big part of the reason why I literally could not even look at chat when we were playing StarCraft, because I was so focused in on what I was doing. There was just real tense moments where I had to, give it my undivided attention, maybe like 15, 20 minutes. Not that it mattered, because there weren't a lot of people that were tuning in to watch. Most likely because we're not Korean.
Yeah, exactly. We're just noobs playing it.
We're not the pros out there. They're much more impressive to watch.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You've got to be really good at it, or you've got to be really funny. I can't believe we both said that.
It had to happen once. Our tastes are usually so different, but this one moment, we both had the exact same thing on our minds.
I had a feeling.
StarCraft.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Well, how about that, everyone? Streaming. Sometimes the games you think you'll get a blast with don't do it for you. Sometimes you get a little bit of added enjoyment out of something you didn't expect. But nonetheless, there's a vast array of things to try out on Twitch. There's games, there's just chatting, there's music. Hey, we're just two guys. One of us doesn't even stream at the moment. So give some of those underlooked categories a shot sometimes, and you might find something that suits your fancy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, everyone, that'll be it for today's episode. I've been Sqat Cobbler of the Scrollies Podcast. I'm joined, as always, by
Team Ratnado.
Everyone, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Bye.